Welcome to the Bogart Podcast, Season 2, Episode 6. I'm Evan Bogart. With me today is my co-host, David Partial, and we got a show for
What's
you.
up, worm jerkers? You trying to get your booty hole licked?
Yeah. So we got a show for you today. Call on the show, 585-678-1660. Email the show, the Bogart Podcast at Gmail.
585-671-6660.
Yep. And so, we decided to do another episode. But a lot is gone since we recorded, so it's good that we did an episode today. First off, it's Cinco de Mayo. And we had Mexican for dinner tonight.
Of course you would.
I had a fucking 2-foot burrito.
Oh my god.
It was a 2-foot burrito. It's like this Mexican place in Farmington, but it was like the Loco burrito, and
that's a crazy burrito.
And so they said it was two 1-foot burritos, but when you get it, it's a 2-foot burrito that they cut in half.
Okay.
So I ate almost the whole 2-foot burrito. I had probably about this much left. And yeah, I feel fat tonight.
What was in it?
Chicken, lettuce, pico de mayo.
Pico de gallo.
Pico de gallo. I don't.
Pico de mayo. You silly goose.
What else? Refried beans, sour cream. I got all the works. Onions,
yeah,
the whole 9 yards. But yeah.
Well, actually, so yesterday was May the 4th,
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And today is the second day of Star Wars Days, where it's Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th. Yeah. They were watching Star Wars in the nursing home the other day, and none of them paid attention to the movie, and then all the CNAs were watching it being dorks, and I was just fucking doing my job. I'm like, what a bunch of dorks.
A bunch of fucking nerds.
But yeah, so but the shed drywall is complete.
Oh, you finished it?
It is all done. It looks amazing. I'll put some pictures when I edit this. You can watch us on YouTube at Beer Pirate Radio. But yeah, so the guys, first day, they did it. They were working on it, and then they were probably 3 hours in, they're like, we can't finish it today. We are mentally drained. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Mentally drained from what?
They're like, oh, we didn't start this, and
yeah, no shit. That's why I hired you.
Yeah, I know. And so they were like, oh, we're making mistakes, and can we come back tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, you can come back tomorrow, but I'm not paying you until it's done. And they're like, okay, we understand. I'm thinking they wanted probably half up front, half when they finish.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, and then the second day, they got it all done. It took them from 10 a.m. to basically 3:30. They got it done, and, I was surprised at the result. It looked amazing. Amazing. So, but yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, so the video footage that you sent me of those dudes working was, I'm like, Jess, you want to hear what did I say, the thickest Western New York accent ever?
Yeah. Well, I found these guys. I posted on the Bloomfield page looking for someone to do drywall, a small drywall job, and there was about 4 people that people recommended. So,
4 people recommended these dudes, or 4 different.
They're 4 different people.
4 different people recommended them, or you got 4 different recommendations of different people.
Yes, the second thing you said.
Okay.
But
so why did you pick these guys over the other three?
kind of did an me, my mo.
Well, he might him out.
So I mean, he was a cool dude. He was pretty chill, and I told him, because I had an unexpected bill that came up, so I was like, hey, I'll pay you almost the full thing, and then when I get paid next time, I'll give you the rest. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. You know, I scratched his.
It's like, yeah, that's fine, because I effed everything up the day before.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's all paid. Everything's good. I started mudding it a few days ago. Got a little bit of it done. I'm gonna probably tomorrow do some more. If not Sunday, I'll do like almost a full day of mudding. But yeah, tools for drywall are fucking expensive. I bought.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
There's this one basically tool that looks like a V, and what it does is it gets the mud in the corners of the drywall where the two walls meet. So I looked at the tool, $13.
Okay. Did you buy it?
Yes,
right.
I bought it.
Okay, so where did you go?
Home or Lowe's.
Okay, so I don't know if Lowe's does it. I would imagine they do, but I know Home Depot you can rent tools, right?
Yeah. Nah.
Did you? You should have looked into that.
I don't know. I'll probably just do is use it and then either
return it. It's like, yes, here's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but it's all fucked up now because of the mud. But yeah, so bought that, and then when I was checking out, I cut myself. Like, it's so sharp, this tool, that I cut myself, and I'm like, oh shit. It's all basically healed now, a little scab, but I was my hand was a little bit bleeding while I was checking out, and I just got everything and left. But yeah, so I mean, tools are fucking expensive. And so, yep, so did a little mudding, and then yeah. So
when is it gonna get painted?
As soon as I get it mudded, sanded, we'll figure out a color. We've been going back and forth about that.
Evan wants to do what, lime green?
Well, I was thinking,
is that what you said?
Yeah, lime green, or we can do is have either the green screen green, so we don't have to put a green screen up. We can just paint the whole thing green screen, and then we can green screen everywhere. No,
I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
I just say white, eggshell white for the whole inside.
Eggshell white?
Yep. The walls and the ceiling, eggshell white, or Alcurin yellow.
Alcurin yellow.
So people might put a comment down below what color we should paint
Now
it.
let's do this.
But it's gonna be eggshell white, or the cheapest white we can find.
Fine, let's just do eggshell white. I don't care. The mud from inside or from the yard when we track all the mud inside, it's gonna somehow get in the walls. That's why I don't want to get it white. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just paint it white. We'll paint the one side green screen green, and then we'll paint the rest white. How about that?
We'll see.
Okay. Well, it's maybe when you get settled in back in New York, we'll look and see what we can do, furniture wise and the whole 9 yards. So, but
yeah, we're gonna have to get a vending machine.
It's not
a liquid death vending machine.
Yeah.
A candy vending machine. A ping pong table, pool table.
This is not
air hockey table, arcade games.
Yeah.
All miniature.
But yeah, so
a stripper pole in the middle.
Yeah. Might as well just open up a hotel.
Other sofas, a bar.
Yeah.
With all the liquid death you could drink on tap.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh in the can.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so what else happened this week for me? I think that's pretty much it. I'm
pretty muchly.
I
There's a word I haven't heard you say in a long time.
Yeah. Ricky Herbs, one of my friends, used to make fun of me all the time for saying that because I would say it on the bus. He'd be like, "What'd you say, idiot?" And
I said, pretty much like you pussy.
So yeah. But yeah. How was your week, my friend?
It was. These past 3 weeks have been the most stressful week of my life.
I know you were telling me a little bit about it.
It's just so stupid. I hate all those people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so doing this whole move process, right? I have to transfer stuff. Well, not really stuff, but I have to go from one NRC to a different one, which an NRC is a Navy Reserve Center, right? So the first time that I did it, I followed the rules and regulations for it. I filled out the paperwork and routed it up the chain, right? And it sat for I don't know, for some reason I'm saying 2 months, but I don't think it was 2 months. I think it was a month, right? It sat in a certain chief's inbox forever. And it was I can't wait around for this asshole. So I just I called the people. I'm like, hey, so I'm trying to move out of state temporarily. I was like, what do I got to do? I'm getting nothing from my people. It's just tell us where you're coming from and where you're going, and I need your DOID number. So okay, I will call you back with all that information. And then I, sent it to him in an email, and bada bing, bada boom, it was good to go, right? So this time around, I'm letting them know, hey, I'm moving. This weekend's gonna be my last weekend. And then I don't know. Did we talk about it at all last episode?
A little bit, how frustrating about how you couldn't, get through these people.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks still getting nothing from them, and so I put in a bunch of request things, one of them to skip this weekend because we just had too much to do, right? And this lady that I'm dealing with, who I just I cannot stand her. She's like, moving's not a good justification of why you can miss the weekend. I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna put that down anyways. And look at you, what do you know? It got approved, right? So I didn't have to go in this weekend because we got too much stuff to do. And then so it inquires what's the deal with my Truick change? Because I just need one signature. That's all I need, one signature from these people. It's still working on it, one thing at a time, and that just pissed me off so much. So Jessica had off today. Not sure why she had off. I think before Revenge of the 5th, because Cinco de Mayo is not an American holiday.
Yeah.
And I'm just you know what? I'm just gonna go down to the NRC Jacks and listen. I'm getting no help from my unit. They've been sitting on this paperwork for 3 weeks. Is I'm moving this week, and I need to get this done weeks ago. So that dude was who I was talking to was super busy. Okay, so yeah, it's I know all about that unit. It's basically they suck. They're the worst. So and there's other ladies. I was why didn't you do a reschedule? Because they're not basically it's why aren't you in uniform and why aren't you at work type of thing? Because I'm I can't go get the signature because I'm not at a drilling status. Oh, okay, well in that case, why didn't you put in a reschedule? Because these assholes want a 30-day request shit of why I need to do a reschedule.
Yeah.
And it's I don't have 30 days. It's I thought I was gonna make this work, but end up having way too much to do. So the lady's yeah, you know what? I'm just going to sign your paper. And I was I'll put in some reschedules for you anyways. And, so fingers crossed that they put in for the change. And, just be where they get up to the great city of Rochester in that first room and listen, these guys have been the worst. What do I got to do to not be in this unit anymore? Because they are awful.
Now, what happens? Okay, so what would happen if you just didn't tell the Navy anything and you just up and left? Would you get in serious ass trouble?
I don't think I'd get in serious ass trouble since I already have an 8214.
Okay.
Right? So you are allowed 8 authorized absences, right? I was going to use 6 for this weekend because they have a 3-day drill weekend. And they do this stupid thing where it's like 2 days in 1 day. So a day is like 4 hours, right? So there's like 2 periods in a day. So 2, 4, 6, right? The 3-day weekend. And then if you go unauthorized absence, right? You get 9 of those. And on the 9th one, they start the paperwork to admin separate you, right? So nothing really happens. I had a buddy who admin separated because it was stupid, he said. And I had another buddy who just did his, I think, 3 years of the reserves. And they're like, hey, you got to come sign some, like he just like, when his contract was up, that was the last of them. And I was asking, I was like, hey man, when you got out of the reserves, did you get like any paperwork or do anything? He's like, no man, I just like
fucking bounce.
The day that my contract was up, I was like, peace. And I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah. It's like, I'm having second thoughts with these assholes.
Yeah.
Because it was great. It was great up until like most recently when they're changing, and they suck.
They don't want you to leave, bro. They want you to stay in Florida forever.
It's like I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of everything that they have going on because it is just not worth it to me.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And yeah.
Yeah, so it's just one step closer to coming back to New York. But anyways, what's the first thing you're gonna eat when you get back to New York?
I don't know, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. You're not gonna go out and splurge on the Rochester cuisine?
No, probably not.
No,
probably not. I don't know. I don't know what we'll end up doing.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe we'll order one of those huge Perry's pizzas.
Oh yeah, the one, you could see that video if you go to YouTube at Beer Pirate Radio. You could see us just fucking around
in a hotel room.
Yeah, it was really weird. David was
fucking in a hotel room.
No. He was bored and he invited me over and we just basically did a IQ test. And
then I smoked him.
Yeah. And yep. So yeah, you can see that on YouTube. Yeah, so was it? I'm watching a TV show. Fuck, I already forgot the name of it. We'll have to edit this out. I had it. I looked it up. I had it.
Seinfeld.
No. I've been watching. I watched like the first 4 episodes of Seinfeld because they're on Netflix now.
Yeah.
It's
not for you.
It's rough.
It's not rough at all. What are you talking about?
It's just so out. I mean, it's so dated.
It's awesome. Seinfeld's awesome. What's the new?
There's no new episodes. But when they get to the later, I lost you. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The later episodes of Seinfeld, right? Those are good. I like those. But like the first season, it's rough to get through.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. There's some episodes that are just genius. Yeah. I think.
So I'm watching this show called Outlast on Netflix.
Outlast.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's about these basically people that go to the Alaskan wilderness, and they're broken up to 4 teams of 4. So, and they have different parts of this.
Maybe I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's like different parts of this like land in the Alaska wilderness. And so in the show, it's basically the last team that has 4 people in their section of the land wins $1 million. Now,
oh, wow.
But these people are ruthless motherfuckers. They there's this one part where this one team goes over to the other team's camp area, steals their sleeping bags and shit. And they're in Alaska where they can't survive without like some kind of shelter or warm clothes or whatnot. So stealing a sleeping bag is like a big deal. And it's just, they cut throats. It's crazy. Like they steal, they fucking sabotage. It's good. It is a good show.
Lie, cheat, and steal.
Yeah, and it's like Lord of the Flies, like adult version. It's crazy.
I thought you were gonna say it's like Lord of the Rings.
No, not Lord of the Rings. But yeah, it's like
more like Lord of the Onion Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Onion Rings. So yeah, me and Laura, I turned it on one day. I was like, it's probably just one of those like Discovery Channel or History Channel like reality show where they gotta last the longest. But this one, they just like fucking sabotage, steal, fucking. It's good. It's a good show. So, been watching that. Let me pull up my notes. So, there is. You found this and sent it to me, but is the Chugger Knights. It's basically what it is it's like a can holder, and then you have a metal rod, and you basically poke at the other
and a shield.
You
have a sword and a shield.
Yep. And so you basically stab a beer can with the metal rod, and basically when you stab it, you gotta do a shotgun. But it is the most coolest thing I reached out to him, right?
Oh yeah?
I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, we're a podcast, we don't want money. All we want to do is have products for giveaway. And I didn't hear back from him. But he probably hits a lot of people asking for like free product and shit. And I think they're in prototype now. Yeah. They're not like a final product. But when I edit this, I'll put like a video of them playing the game. But, the other thing too, as I was thinking about this, is if someone got really drunk and got pissed off easily, they can rip off one of those metal spears and stab another player. This is my Mark Bogart, devil's advocate talking.
Tell him to frig off.
But yeah, so I mean, you're drunk one night, you're playing that game, and you get pissed off, or you're losing,
and you lose, and you rip his arm off, and you stab
the other guy. Yeah,
that's like a Florida man thing.
Yeah. So, and then there was another one you sent me. It was with darts.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it's called off the top of my head.
I'll find the video and post it.
But yeah.
It's basically you take a dart and you stand about 6 feet away, and
I think they do 10 feet, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's either 10 or 6 feet.
You sit in lawn chairs, and they got this cool thing where you put your feet behind it so you don't get the dart to the foot.
Yeah, and
it's like the same. You throw a dart at the can, and then like if you do something, like I think if you get the dart in the can, you got to chug it, and then if you just like puncture it, you got to drink to the hole.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's another Mark Bogart devil's advocate. You get pissed off and you start throwing darts at the fucking other person instead of the beer can.
No, they got that board so you don't hit anybody.
Yeah, but the board only goes up to your knee.
You can use a pizza box, fold it, unfold it, and have it the long way, right?
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot, since I quit drinking, there's a lot of games that I want to play and try, but it's kind of pointless now.
It's not. We just drink our liquid death.
Just put liquid death and start playing it that way. Yeah, I mean, we could do that, but
all right. So speaking of drinking, right? I saw this video, and I'm gonna share about it. So it's like in the video, the person behind the camera sent shots at the bar to a person, right? And it's like, So it's like, send shots to people at the bar, but instead of liquor, it's water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Did you see the...
So they're like, hey, thanks a lot. It's like, what the hell is this water?
Was it a dude with a big beard?
It might have been, but I honestly don't remember.
Because there was like a couple girls that did it, and it was like, oh, send this over to that biker. And the biker's like raises, he's like, yeah. And he drinks it, and he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So, yeah, that's... I think if we do go chill at like some bar or something like that, I'll probably end up doing that, and then videotaping it and shit. But... yeah, so, what else we talk about? Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up my notes.
All right. So, here's a question. Do you ever buy milk?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
Well,
do you ever, when you do it, do you usually get a half a gallon or a full gallon?
okay, so when I buy milk, right, we buy, like, the half gallon. But we've been buying lactose-free milk now.
Okay.
And it's like this like special brand that's like filtered and stuff like that. You can get it at Walmart or Dollar General. It means a little bit more on the expensive side, but it doesn't give me a gut ache or bloatiness. So, but speaking of that, real quick. So, I've been taking a small dose of CBD and THC. And it's making me...
CBD and THC.
Yeah, it's like a combination of the two. It doesn't get you high like smoking like marijuana. It gives you more of like almost like a buzz feeling. And so the other night I went to bed and I got hungry and I got up. I saw a whole box of Life chocolate cereal that Laura got. I ate the whole box.
That's called the munchies.
I ate, literally, I opened it up, and this is going to sound even more funnier. I started eating it, and so I look to see if we had milk, and we didn't have milk. So I'm like, oh, fuck. I already filled up the bowl with cereal. So I fucking did the hobo style. I put water in it.
Oh, God.
So I'm like half asleep. We have this water jug thing that dispenses cold water. So I put my bowl underneath it, push the water button, and it's like filling up with water. And I'm just half asleep eating watered cereal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were high.
No,
that's what high people do. Here's a story. So like this was back in high school, when I was working at the grocery store. I had this cousin who's gonna remain nameless, and he brought his cousin down for the weekend, and I had to go work, and they spent like however long I was working just smoking the reefer. So like I come back because I didn't have my license then, and it's waiting for my mom to pick me up, and he puts a frozen pizza in the oven. Yeah. Right. I don't know. It was like 5 minutes went by or something, and he thought it was like 45 minutes. And he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot the pizza."
Oh man!
And he let it in, and it was still frozen. I don't even know if he turned the oven on. Oh. And then it's like, oh my God, these damn fools are stoned. And then I pretended to call my mom. And he swears that I didn't call her. I know that because I didn't have a cell phone at the time. I don't even know if my uncle had a telephone or not. But it's like I pretend to call her, and my cousin swears. Yeah, he swears that he heard her voice and is like talking to her, but I didn't call her. But yeah, so Evan, you were stoned or high. I don't know. One of them, right? Mm-hmm. And you had the munchies. And so, like, with you, not drinking anymore, you're looking for an alternative thing to get you fucked up. Not really looking for an alternative to get you fucked up, but, taking the CDBs and the THC and the Hoppy Waters, you're looking for that replacement, and I think it's time that you stop.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I mean,
because the next thing you know, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and order 15 cheeseburgers.
Yeah. So, no.
And Laura's gonna find you passed out in the fridge.
No, I mean, it's not okay. So when I smoked weed back in the day, like when I smoked with Dirt Dan, that was high. Like smoking with him, he smoked a lot of weed, and like I couldn't keep up with him.
And then he went to meth,
meth and heroin and all kinds of shit. But
crack, boom, pow.
But yeah, no, this is like a really small dose. Like it just probably increases your appetite, and you know what? Like I barely eat through a day at work, so I pretty much have a feast when I get home. Like I eat, like, because I don't really eat at work.
So when you know that cereal, Laura's like, "Who ate all the goddamn cereal?"
She texts me. She's like, "I wanted cereal," and she was. I mean, she didn't.
Motherfucker, you ate all my chocolate Cheerios.
Well, she ordered Instacart, right? And she ordered it from Tops, and they had like a thing where if you buy like 2 boxes of cereal at full price, you get like 3 for free.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was like, so she got Life, chocolate Life cinnamon, and the original Life, and Captain Crunch and peanut butter Captain Crunch. So I don't like Captain Crunch. It tears up my mouth.
Yeah.
So
you and everybody else in America.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll stick with the Life. So I ate 2 of the boxes of Life, and I think she ate the Captain and peanut butter Crunch. You know what though? As I think about it, I ate some of the peanut butter Crunch.
Yeah.
I ate. There was only a little left. There was only like that much left. I didn't feel
or that much.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I mean, I don't think I just think that the THC and CBD is just like it's almost like I use it as like a sleeping aid. So, and I don't want to start taking pills to make me sleep or stuff like that. I mean, my therapist was like, oh, well, if you have difficult sleeping, let's try some, pharmaceuticals for sleeping.
And you're like, no thanks.
No, I was like, nope, I can't. I'm not getting into any more pills, because I'm trying to do now is decrease my antidepressant decrease my antidepressant. So at the end, I don't have to take anything anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a rough journey, because I've been on some kind of drug since I was 20 years old. Some kind of medicine.
God damn.
So
yeah.
But now I'm doing great, I'm socializing more. I don't have that panic anymore that I used to, because I had severe anxiety. So I mean, it's just I just want to not take any kind of pharmaceutical anymore.
Yeah, I feel you. So going back to my original question, so when you buy milk, you usually buy the half gallon, right? So we're a family of 3, and we usually do a gallon, right? You ever notice? Just trying to where I was. No wonder I can't get to it, because I'm hitting the wrong thing. So we bought a half a gallon of milk the other day, right? And we went through it in like 2 days, right? Usually when we buy a gallon of milk, it lasts, till it goes bad almost. Like a couple of days before it goes bad, which is like usually like 2 weeks. It's like, I don't understand,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let us know what you think. Well, something about the comments down below. Do you a half a gallon or do you a full gallon? How long does it last you?
Yeah, I don't like buying the gallon milk, because it just
because it takes you forever to drink it.
Yeah,
and it'll go bad.
And I don't drink. The only time I have milk is probably with cereal. I don't have.
And lately, you've been eating a lot of cereal because you're a goddamn skeevy stoner.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't drink a lot of milk. I eat a lot of cheese. So maybe
That's why you can't poop.
Well, actually, I had the shits today. It was bad. And so when I was in, what was that? When I was in the bathroom today, I felt gassy. And so I literally sat on the toilet and just the biggest fart was like, and then right when I did that, someone walked in. I was like, oh shit. And so I kind of just clenched my butt and stopped the noise. But yeah, so
Nice, that'll let it go.
yeah. And then I kind of did the walk of shame and washed my hands and left. But
Yeah, but I just didn't wash your hands and left.
But yeah. But so yeah. I got some things we want to talk about. Well, let's see where we're at.
30 minutes in.
All right.
36 minutes.
We're gonna take a break. We might
Jesse, what movie
we
review?
might have one. I messaged him, but I have not heard back from him. This is kind of
Probably because he's at the movies watching the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna
How do you message him? Like telephone?
through Facebook Messenger.
Oh.
But yeah, so we might have a movie review. I am not really 100% sure, but if we do,
You'll just find out when you watch the episode.
yeah, I know. If we do have a review, I'll play it on the break. But we'll take a break and we'll be right back right after this.
Hey everybody, I'm back, and this week I'm going to do a different style of review. Let me tell you something. An absolute shit ton of movies have come out since the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Like, a lot. So instead of me just reviewing one movie, here's what I'm going to do. A bunch of quick micro reviews so you can go check out, or avoid, what's currently out on the big screen, or on streaming by the time you listen to this. And believe me, for some of these movies, I'm doing you guys a service. So listen up, and let's do this! Air. Ben Affleck is back in the director's chair where Matt Damon tries to recruit basketball legend Michael Jordan to join Nike instead of Adidas or Converse in this gripping origin story of the Air Jordan basketball shoe and how Nike became a professional athlete powerhouse. What sounds like a boring and uninteresting story is actually very well done, with great performances by Damon as Sonny Vaccaro and Viola Davis as Michael Jordan's mother, Dolores. Affleck and Jason Bateman are great too. Air gets a 5 out of 5. Renfield. I was really excited for this movie because I enjoyed the trailers a lot. Unfortunately, everything good in this movie is indeed in the trailers. This movie has a great beginning and end, but everything that happens in between just kinda meanders with a plot regarding a New Orleans mafia and Aquafina. I'm also sick and tired of CGI blood and gore. Just give me some awesome practical effects that made me love movies like RoboCop and The Evil Dead. What really worked in this movie was the toxic relationship between Nicholas Holt's Renfield and Nicolas Cage's Dracula, and the movie needed to focus far more on those two. Renfield gets a 2 out of 5. Speaking of The Evil Dead, the excessively gory horror franchise returns in this great revival that puts the Evil Dead story in the city of Los Angeles instead of the usual typical cabin setting. While not as campy or gory as previous entries, Evil Dead Rise makes up for it with well-developed characters that have great performances, a more intimate story with the Deadites horrifically destroying a struggling family instead of the usual college buddies and boyfriends, girlfriends, amazing cinematography that creates an intense atmosphere, and wonderful practical makeup and practical effects. Evil Dead Rise gets a 5 out of 5. Chupa. You think that given the heritage of director Jonas Cuarón, you'd think that he'd have the sensibility to give this family film a better name than Blowjob. Anyways, this Netflix original is as bland as it is inoffensive, and the Chupacabra looks more like a griffin. Chupa gets a 2 out of 5. Beau was afraid. What the fuck did I watch here? Director Ari Aster has his head up his ass in this 3-hour movie that is about a man crippled with anxiety going on an excessively indulgent, nonsensical odyssey to go to his mother's funeral that is weird for the sake of being weird, is an hour too long, and completely falls apart in the third act. The only things that save this movie is the amazing performance by Joaquin Phoenix and some amazing production sets. Beau is Afraid gets a 2 out of 5. Peter Pan and Wendy. Hey, a live-action Disney remake that doesn't suck total ass. Peter Pan and Wendy gets a 3.5 out of 5. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn says goodbye to the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the concluding chapter to his trilogy that gives us some of the darkest moments in the MCU and some of the highest character stakes that will tug at your heartstrings as well. Unlike many recent MCU movies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 delivers very solid special effects and makes me believe in the world that is presented before us. I'm going to miss Gunn working in the MCU, but I'm very much looking forward to him moving on with the DCU. Superman is in great hands. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 gets a 5 out of 5.
And we're back. So I got some things I want to talk about. So we might have a new sponsor.
Oh, cool.
For a yoga place in Bloomfield, I believe. What I did was I posted on Facebook. I was like, hey, we're a podcast. We're looking for sponsors, but we're not looking specifically for money. We want product to give away on the show so we can have people maybe like our YouTube page. And then
check out our YouTube page and check out the show, and then check out a giveaway type of thing.
Yeah, and it gets us more subscribers on YouTube, Instagram, whatnot. So I posted something on the Canandaigua 2020, and I was like, hey, we have a podcast. We're looking for this, and this yoga place messaged me, and they're like, oh well, we're interested, and they are right across the hallway, I believe, of
the dancing shop.
So,
are they Sweet L or A B C D F G H I J or J? Because the one is Sweet K, right?
Yes.
I was like, I had to do the alphabet to see what letter comes after K.
Yeah. So I was just, I when I got the email and I was reading it, and I was like, well, why not? We have probably some listeners that like yoga, and it's I tried yoga. Me and Laura tried yoga. What we did was we bought mats from Five Below, and we looked on YouTube, and we found these like yoga for beginners, and we followed them, and it was good, but then we kind of got out of the funk, and so I guess you gotta have the heart to stick with it. I didn't have the heart, and I don't think Laura had the heart, but
I've done yoga twice.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So grounded by...
Well, technically I've done it more than 2 times. Like during the Rona, Jess and I did it a lot in her living room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I've never paid to go do it or anything, or but so one time for PT back in my active duty days we did it. Well, twice for PT we did it, and but one time I was on deployment, and our OIC, he was leading the yoga session. He was pretty good at it, I guess, and he's like, oh, we're gonna do all these poses, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna try that tripod headstand thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to do it. It was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Because look at me, I'm doing a headstand, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
I really want to try, if I was going to do yoga again, hot yoga.
Hot, naked, heavy metal yoga with beer.
Can't do the beer. But,
with the liquid deaths.
Yeah. So, definitely going to try hot yoga sometime. I like saunas.
Saunas?
Yeah,
like sitting in the wood enclosures, sweating.
I love those.
With a bunch of naked men.
I was thinking about getting one. They have these ones that you could buy that you have to like make a little bit. Like they build them in parts and then you just put them together. And I was gonna buy one. It was like I think it was like $1,400 for a 2-person sauna.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I was thinking about getting it, but then I was like, some asshole's gonna fucking either break it in the trailer park or whatnot. So I was like,
Or you're gonna find some asshole broken into it, and he's sleeping in there.
Yeah, taking a poop in it. But yeah. So I mean, I was thinking about getting one, but I didn't. But these Grounded.
All right. So what's this yoga studio called?
Grounded by Yoga.
Grounded by Yoga.
You can visit
Give
them
a
at groundedbyyoga.com.
www.groundedbyyoga.com.
It is. I don't have the address or anything like that, but we're gonna do a giveaway either.
What's the giveaway?
I think it's like 2 sessions. $50 coupons. I believe
$50. Two $50 coupons.
Yeah, 2 $50 coupons. So what we're gonna do with that is we're gonna have one giveaway for $150 and the other giveaway for another $50. So. Not really sure how we're going to do this yet. I haven't really, I'm probably this weekend I'll make the ad for it. So, but this ain't going to be until June. I think we'll do the giveaway. Kind of when we get the podcast shed up and running, we'll start doing more giveaways and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so groundedbyyoga.com. Check them out. I believe they're in Bloomfield. I don't have the address.
Well, if it's the same as a tattoo shop, it's like
I don't even
123 Fake Street, Anytown, USA.
Yeah, but so our winner of the tattoo giveaway, Nate, got his tattoo.
Did you see it?
I did.
Did I show it to you, or did he show it to you?
You showed it to me.
Oh, just me.
Yeah. You showed it to me.
Well,
and it looked pretty cool.
I don't actually know if he did it there because, like, I asked him, and he never replied to it.
So where do you think he got it then?
Probably there.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, so
not 100% sure.
But
let us know in the comment down below, Nate.
I told him, I was like, hey, it would be pretty cool if you could record like an interview while you're doing it. Like take your phone, record the audio. But I guess he said that it was pretty noisy and there was like copyrighted music. So I was like, we'll do another.
Excuses.
Josh Allen wants to do another giveaway later.
Oh, wait, who was saying that it's too noisy?
Nate said it was too noisy.
Oh, okay.
But Josh Allen wants to do another.
Josh Allen?
Not from the Buffalo Bills.
The quarterback of the Buffalo Bills?
No, Joshua Allen wants to do another giveaway later. I think he said late July, early August. He wants to do another giveaway. So we'll definitely do that. And you have another chance to win later on down the road. So, all right. I got some things I want to talk about. I'm going to pull up my notes real quick. You texted me, you wanted to talk about the Hidden View apartment days. About Trailer Park Boys, how we got into that.
Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know, Evan and I, huge fans of the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
The early stuff when it was good. Mm-hmm. Back in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. So we got.
I've just been seeing things of the Trailer Park Boys on Instagram, and it just makes me laugh.
Yeah,
and it just brings me back.
Yep.
So how did we get into the Trailer Park Boys, Evan?
So there was a kid that lived across the street from our apartment, and he was kind of, I don't know how to explain it. He was just kind of goofy.
He was this death metal stoner kid.
And so he was like, oh man, I've been watching the show from Canada that, it's on Canadian cable. And he just was talking about it. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And we didn't really.
So how did we find out about this kid? We were creeping on him through our blinds, and because we were like across the street, and we could like, peer through the blinds and see him, and he was like peeking back at us, right? Wasn't it? And then I can't remember how we introduced ourselves, but we went over there. He's like, "Hey, you guys want to see my snakes?"
Oh yeah, or something like that. It was so.
I don't think he actually said that.
But yeah, so I mean, this kid was. I mean, I think he was
fresh out of high school.
Yeah, he was fresh out of high school. He was going to Finger Lakes Community College. I gotta sneeze.
Goes in tight.
Yeah, he was going to Finger.
Goes in tight.
Yeah, I don't think I have to sneeze anymore. He was going to Finger Lakes Community College. And he was working at some golf course or something like that. So. But this was a funny story about this. So we went over there one day. It was me and Dave, and we're like, oh, what's going on? And he showed us his grow operation. He had a closet with a light, and he was growing weed in it. So David was like, let's fuck with him. I'm going to make a pre-recorded message, a text-to-speak message.
Because back in the day, I was all about prank phone calling people with these I don't want to say automated voice messages, but just like a text-to-speech thingy, and then I'd play it back, and then we'd prank phone call people.
Right. So he put something about the Ontario County Police looking.
Nope, it's like, this is the property management.
Oh yeah, okay.
Hidden View apart, whatever the place is called, Hidden View Apartments.
Yeah. So he makes this big, elaborate text-to-speech message. And he plays it, and then he calls my phone, and he's like, "Hey man, did someone snoop around my outside of my apartment looking in?" And I said, "I don't know, man." So
I've been working all day, man. I don't know.
He's like, "Oh, can you come over and help me get rid of my grow operation?" And I was like, "I'm kind of busy right now." Hung up. Later on, I think it was the next day, we walked over, and he's fucking like panicking. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to get kicked out. I'm going to get the cops called on me. And he's just like basically running around trying to get his grow operation dismantled. So we did a lot of dumb shit back then. You did another time too. The girl I was dating at the time, her cousin, you wrote a thing saying that the bank froze his accounts. And
I don't remember that at all, but yeah, that's what I would do.
Basically, the bank froze his accounts and his identity was stolen. And so he's frantically calling the girl I was dating at the time, frantically calling her and just being like, hey, what the hell? I don't know what to do. I tried to call the bank, but they're closed. And we're all laughing, we're all in this little room laughing hysterically just because we're just doing dumb shit, just text-to-speak dumb shit.
Yeah, it's good times.
But, so, wait, what was
Trailer Park Boys? He got us into the show, the Trailer Park Boys, and we're sitting there. I don't know what you were thinking. I was like, oh my God, this is the stupidest word. This is like the most
dumb, stupidest, whatever.
Stupidest. This is the stupidest show I've ever seen. Fast forward a couple years later, it's the greatest show I've ever seen.
Oh, I know. Like
whenever I'm sorry I didn't interrupt you, but this is more important than I'm more important than you.
Okay.
So, every year at the end of the season when I used to work at Bristol Mountain, I just like waiting for my next job to start. I just veg out and I just watch as much Trailer Park Boys as like the internet had.
Yep.
This was before the days of Netflix. There are people out there that upload seasons on YouTube, and I'd just be watching it. I bought that iPod from you that had like the first season on there, and I just like stay in my room, wait for my next job to start, which was I stopped working at Bristol in like March, and like so it's like for 2 months I had nothing going on, and I just would watch the Trailer Park Boys and eat pepperoni and chips and watch the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I had for a while I had SwearNet, whether their network that they made. It has like a bunch of like other shows, and it for a while they did nothing with it.
Yeah.
And there was like they did a short series called Jail, Trailer Park Boys Jail, and it was good. It was a good little short series. But then after that, everything they got into like documentaries about boxing. It's just, it was weird, and I unsubscribed. And they've been saying that they were coming out with a new series that is going to be Back in the Park. Like they're going to do the series Back in the Park. Never happened. And then they said they were going to do another animated series on Netflix. Never happened. So I canceled the SwearNet subscription. It was only like $3 a month, but I was like, this is stupid. It's a waste of $3. So,
yeah, they could just go watch all their seasons on the Netflix.
Yeah. So,
yeah. What's your favorite Trailer Park Boys moment?
I would have to think for a minute.
I think mine is, well, you're thinking, I'll share mine is, I think it's the first season, maybe it's the second season, where those Bible salesmen are going through the park.
Yeah. It's like, can you read my son? It's like, can you?
Hell, it depends. Can you go fuck yourself or whatever he says?
Yeah,
that's like my absolute favorite.
I really can't think. I haven't watched Trailer Park Boys in a while because, with work and everything. I'm just trying to think of my favorite moment. Yeah, I can't think of one right now. But
you remember when? Oh, I don't know what his name is now, but back in the day, he used to be a she. Ellen Page was Leahy's daughter, right?
Yeah.
So she was in the one season of it. And then that season finished, and you never saw her ever again.
Yeah. So one of my favorite moments in Trailer Park Boys is when Randy videotapes Jim Lee, and he's like, "You gotta watch this, Jim. You gotta see yourself when you're drunk." And he's like, "I'm mowing the air, Randy." He's spinning around whatchamacallit, a push reel mower, and he's like spinning around, and he like fucking throws it against another trailer. But that's pretty funny.
Another one of mine was with Randy. They were doing something in kayaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like I think Philadelphia Collins is in the scene also. And they're like, bottle goods, Doug. And the kids just start chunking. And it shows like a bottle shatter on his gut. Like he thought he was in so much pain from that one.
It was
so funny.
Because Philadelphia Collins wanted Randy to learn how to kayak. And so they're just like sitting in kayaks on the ground, just fucking like their fat guts hanging out and shit. But
yeah. I'm always like to people when it's like there's an awkward silence. I'm like, what are you looking at my gut for?
Look at my gut for. So good old Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
So I found a news article, and it said that Europe destroys Miller High Life, or not Miller High Life. Maybe it is Miller.
It's Miller High Life.
The
champagne of beer.
High Life.
Yeah. High Life.
High Life.
Not Highlight. High Life.
High Life. So basically the owner of Champagne, the people that originally...
What, the Champagne region of France?
Yeah, or something. Didn't they have a champagne that actually named Champagne? Like...
Well, okay, so let me drop some knowledge for you. Right. A Champagne is a region in France that produces champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A sparkling wine, if you will, right? It can only be called Champagne if it's from the Champagne region of France.
Oh, okay.
So
basically, the people at Champagne then, right?
Let's call it the Champagne region of France.
The Champagne region of France seized a cargo shipment of Miller High Life beer.
The champagne of
the
beers.
champagne of beers, because they claimed that they're the champagne of beers.
Well, they're not the champagne of beers. They're the champagne.
Yeah, I don't. This might be sounding a little bit confusing, but so basically, these people destroy a whole cargo ship of Miller High Life.
Because that's copyright infringement, motherfucker.
Yeah. So, and then they said that they destroyed it in eco-friendly way. They
Eco-friendly way.
So they destroyed it and recycled everything. Now, do you think that they had the right to do that?
Well, it's a trademark infringement, copyright infringement. Probably not copyright, but a trademark infringement.
I think they just did it because they had they claimed
using the word champagne.
Yeah.
In their products.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. I think it's silly.
Sure.
Who gives a shit? It's a name, or it's not even the name of the beer. It's Miller High Life. It's
the champagne of beers.
The champagne of beer part is just their slogan.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just Miller High Life.
The Miller's Coors Company probably never thought to, you get the rights to use champagne on their product.
Yeah. But anyways,
so
I thought it was crazy that they destroyed a whole cargo containment of that beer just because they use the champagne of beers as their slogan.
Okay, so here's a news article that I didn't read, but I saw a very short thing about it on the news this morning. All right, so talking about beer and recycling. There's some, I don't know, I don't have the full details on it because it was just like, I heard it for like 5 seconds. There's a brewery out there that is in the works of using recycled bath water to make beer with.
Oh, like what the fuck is the point? Like, do you think you're gonna market that shit and like?
So they'll probably I don't know. I don't know all the science behind it because I only have a high school education and some college. But yeah, through the magic of science, they're gonna filter this water and use it to make beer.
They think of the
and it's probably in California too.
Probably, most likely. It just reminds me of like there's a show called Teen Mom, and there's a girl in it named Farrah, and she sells fucking glass jars of her shit.
Yeah, gross.
And people actually bought it. Like people are buying it. And then there was another girl on her OnlyFans. You could buy jars of her bath water, like just used bath water. And then there's another one that's the spit. There's another, someone selling spit. It's just, people are fucking desperate just to get a little piece of someone's DNA.
It's like, well, there's a market for it out there, I guess.
Yeah, so, so, what else? So, there is this in New Jersey.
Oh, God, New Jersey.
This guy woke up and saw 500 pounds of...
How does he know it was 500 pounds? Or
I think they just
is.
did an estimate, like, oh, well, this section, or this, this much pasta in one section. So I don't know. I don't know how they came up with the number. But 500 pounds of pasta just showed up near a creek bed. And they didn't know who did it. But they recently found out why. So
why?
This guy's parents died, and they were clearing out his house and found a surplus of uncooked pasta. And so he just took it to this creek bed and dumped it. Just fucking dumped it, whatever. But as I was reading this, like you said, how do you know it's 500 pounds? And it's just, what makes you buy 500 pounds of pasta? Like,
well, they're probably doomsday preppers.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of that too. But you would have to be like, going to an Olive Garden that was going out of business and just be like, hey, I want all your pasta.
Give me all your uncooked pasta, motherfucker.
So I just thought that story was a little bit interesting.
So here's a funny thing about pasta, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're making it, right? So like think way back in its raw ingredients form.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Egg and flour. I don't know.
I think it's like
all is it. So it's like you wet the dries, then you dry the wets, and then you wet the dries.
Yeah, I'm not really
And
sure.
dry the wets. Wet the dries, dry the wets. Wet the dries, dry the wets.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. It's fine.
It's just, I just like, they must have been preparing for a doomsday, like you said, because there's like one person can only eat so much pasta before they're full. So I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Do you ever make pasta?
No, I've never made pasta.
We always end up making like too much when we make it because like it seems like so little in the box. So like we made some fettuccine Alfredo a couple weeks back, and it's like I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be enough, right?
Yeah.
And so like I used up the whole box, which wasn't that, but I think it was like a pound of pasta, right? And then like, oh my god, this is so much. And luckily Harper loved it.
Yeah. It just seems like when you buy the box, it's like, oh, I could probably eat this whole box. But when you cook it and it like expands, it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of pasta.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But all right.
But when it comes to gnocchi, we always end up eating all of it. It's so good. Little potato pasta nuggets.
Yeah.
Scrumptious. So anywho, yeah, so a week from today, it's at 9:51 p.m. We'll be just getting ready for bed in our new place.
Nice.
City of Canandaigua.
Nice. Yeah.
Waking up early, finishing taking everything out of the truck. Hopefully everything will be out of the truck and just be in the garage, but when we pick up the truck, we're like, hey, listen, we're going to have to move the drop-off place. Because like I think we said we put it to drop it off in Prattsburg because that was like originally we were gonna be and like one of my mom's friends had a place and her boyfriend like, no, I don't want to get that place up because I don't even live there, but when I come every 2 weeks to see my kids, I stay there, so I don't want to give that up. That's selfish.
Yeah.
So the Pressburg was going to be close. I think that's where we put it, but now we're going to be in Canandaigua, and I think the closest U-Haul place is right by the mall, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to be like, listen, can we get a military discount? And we need to change the fucking place where we're dropping it off because that other place is too far.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no problem.
Yeah. I think my parents, when they moved to Broad Auburn, they got a U-Haul, like a pretty big one, and I guess it was just like crazy amount of money because it's Broad Auburn's like 2.5 hours away from where I live, so I mean it would racks up because I think, don't they charge you for per mile?
So it depends, right? We're doing one, since we're taking it across state, we're doing it like a one-way trip, right? So it's like unlimited miles for, I think, 5 days or something. So we're picking up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I think we have it for 5 days. We got to turn it on Monday. But I would love to turn it in on Saturday and get some money back, but I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, so we have, I'm pretty sure, unlimited miles for 5 days, and it's I don't even remember what the price is. I think it's over $1,000, and it's probably gonna be $2,000 to fill it up.
Oh, jeez.
The thousands of times.
Oh no. But I mean, hey, you get out of Florida, I guess that's the price you pay.
But Florida's so nice. It's a red state,
Who's helping you move all your shit?
It's just me and Jess.
Oh, jeez. I mean, if you need help, let me call me. I'm like,
no, we got the mother-in-law coming in.
Oh, okay.
To keep Harper entertained while her sister and brother come. They're coming also.
Oh, okay.
They're doing all the heavy lifting. I got a bad back,
Yeah.
And Jess is, on a limited duty status, so she technically can't lift anything, right? But she'll be pulling her weight. So yeah, we got me and Jess and then her brother and sister.
All right.
Yeah, and pretty much everything's boxed up for the most part. We have like no food in the fridge.
Just doing takeout.
So today, I've talked about Navy medicine and how fucking I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but a pain in the ass when it comes time to get your medicine. So Jess had to get, all her refills and stuff. And she's like, I'm going on TDY order, so I need a 6-month supply. And she has like 11 different prescriptions. She's getting a 6 months supply of that. So we were there for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
And tomorrow I got to go pick up my stuff because I'm like, hey, so like I didn't tell him I was moving. I'm just like, I'm going to be out of town when I have to pick up medicine and I'm leaving soon. Is there a way I can? He's like, well, we can. So are you deploying? I'm like, no, I'm just going on a trip. He's like, oh, well, we can put in for what they call it, a vacation supply. And so I got to go like to the drive-through thing that they have tomorrow. And like, I got to get there super early because I feel like there's got to be a million people trying to get their medicine. Because it's just so, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, like disorganized or just not efficient at all. So I just don't understand how inefficient these people can be.
Yeah.
So like, but once we move up there, we like find a new doctor. But listen, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Mother's Day is this weekend.
No, it's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
I thought it was this weekend.
On the 14th of May.
Oh my God.
We got what is it? What's it called? We got a reservation.
Okay.
To this lovely restaurant in Canada called Simply Crepes.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Oh fuck, it is the 14th.
So like, my sister was asking me about it. I'm like, I was like, I don't know what time the reservation is for, and I don't know how many it's for. So I asked Kara what it was, and I don't remember what time she said. I think 9, maybe. Honestly, don't remember. But I'm like, yeah, just tell them your name's Kara, and you want to add more people to it. But no, she's like, yeah, they had like 8:30 and 2:45 left available on Mother's Day. So like, yeah.
Well, Laura told me it was this weekend, and well,
Laura's wrong. Get your facts straight, Laura.
I ordered a hummingbird feeder and a new phone case for my mom, and I sent it. I used Amazon, and I sent it to her address.
Yeah.
And I told my mom I expect a package this weekend, and I was gonna call her on Sunday because I thought it was Mother's Day on Sunday. Now I'm gonna be fucking. She's going to get a package early. I'll just, whatever.
Say, don't open it until next week.
Yeah. Well, that was the Bogart podcast.
Wait, I'm not finished.
Wait,
no.
Oh, well.
I'm just gonna call him, hey, happy Mother's Day, Mom. Click.
Yeah.
I'm moving from Florida to this hellhole.
Yeah.
So happy Mother's Day, you filthy animal.
Happy Mother's Day, you filthy animal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the Bogart podcast.
All right, so now that was the Bogart podcast
this week.
So, go like our Instagram page, Beer Pirate Radio.
Yes.
And go like and subscribe and comment on our YouTube shit.
Yes.
Beer Pirate Radio.
Beer Pirate. Just everything about social media, look up Beer Pirate Radio. And subscribe.
Except when you go to look for the podcast on all the podcast platforms. I think that's the Bogart podcast.
There's the Bogart podcast. So,
a Beer Pirate Radio Media Group, LLC.
Yes.
Incorporated.
Yes. I'm burping Mexican and it's gross.
Yeah, we didn't even have Mexican. So yeah, all right. So like we were at the place for 3 hours, right? It was like fucking 2:30 by the time that she got her medicine in the afternoon. We go there. We leave for that shithole base at like 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh.
We get there at like 10:30 because she stopped for smoothies, and then like I dropped them off. Well, we stopped at the hospital. They got out. I went to the one place, did my shit, and it was like I was back there at like 11:30. They're like, yep, I'm in the pharmacy waiting. Fucking 2:30 o'clock comes around. She just gets her huge fucking 10-gallon bag full of pills.
Oh, jeez.
So then we went to Chick-fil-A for lunch. Had lunch at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon, and we didn't finish all of it, so that's what we had for dinner because we have no food.
Hey, man, you're living like a person that's about to move.
Yeah, all I got is coffee creamer, 2 unicorn puddings, a box of applesauce pouches, some jelly, some condiments,
Nice.
ketchup, mustard, fresh red hot sauce. We got like 6 frozen shrimp and nothing to cook it with because we packed all our cooking stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A little thing of ice cream and some butter
Nice.
in the freezer. Yeah, we got nothing.
Just fucking, when you move, just leave it all fucking in there.
Yeah.
Just let them fucking take the stupid apartment people that gave you.
Oh, so like, yeah, maintenance. They've been cleaning the upstairs, not cleaning, but maintaining the upstairs apartment. So upstairs is up above us is vacant. The top one is vacant. This one's about to be vacant. There's like, I feel like they're having a hard time finding people to live here. But the dudes doing the maintenance, they started at 6:30 this morning.
Oof, I would be
I
pissed.
was like, God, why?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to work. I was like, I don't want to work that early.
Yeah.
It's like I've been out of the working, working stiff for such a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to find a job once the school starts.
Yeah.
And but like, God, 6:30.
Ugh.
And I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for drill. And those motherfuckers like to do shit at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, God, that's so stupid.
Yeah. I wake up for work at 5:05. I have my alarm set for 5:05, and I usually, at first, I had to have a second alarm, but now I'm kind of just up at 5:05 every morning, kind of throw everything on and just go. But yeah.
No, what was weird? Like last year, right at this time, getting ready to move down here to Florida, I was up at like 5 o'clock every day. It's just like, what time's the sun coming up there right now, currently?
I'm not really sure. Let me Google it real quick.
Is it 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
'Cause it's like,
It's getting late. It's getting pretty late when we leave. It's getting pretty late. Let me just Google sunrise. Okay, so the sunrise is at 5:58. So yeah, 6 o'clock.
okay, so 6 o'clock, yeah. Because like, I just remember like, I would wake with the sunrise. And I just remember like, is it like getting, because Jess came back at the end of June, I don't know, like 20-something of June. And just like 5 o'clock rolls around, like, boom, I'm awake.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard for me to sleep because I go to bed pretty early because
like 6:30 early because you're in a little
no,
man.
that was the other day because I was super tired. So I go to bed around like 8:30, 9 o'clock. But it's like so bright out, I can't fall asleep. Like
What time does the sun set there?
I don't know. I'll have to Google that too.
Because it sets at like around 8 o'clock here, and the sun comes up around 6:30.
8:16 p.m. So
Okay.
yeah, it's probably by the time I go to bed, it's kind of getting a little bit darker, but it's still light out, and I can't fall asleep. I can't. It's just
You gotta get some blackout curtains.
yeah. I mean, when we first moved in here, we did have some blackout curtains, but I don't know why we don't have them anymore. I don't remember. But all right.
So
That's
that's
the
been the
Bogart podcast this
podcast.
week.
So yeah, like all our shit.
Yep. And
we got 20 subscribers. Let's try to get 40 by next week.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. But,
because, yeah.
All right. Until next time, we'll see you on the other side.
Wait, Evan, how much dick do you suck?
I don't suck any. All right. Peace out.
All right. See you later, losers.
This has been a Beer Pirate Radio production.